Welcome back to the channel. Y'all go down and hit that like button for me. All right, welcome back to the channel. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I know it's been a minute since I've done a live stream, but I'm definitely excited about the one today. Go down and hit that like button, share if you can, you know what I'm saying? And I tested my audio. It looks like my audio is coming in clean. So good to see all you guys in the building. You know what I'm saying? Go down and say something in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Let people know you're here. You know what I'm saying? Shout yourselves out, you know what I'm saying? Put something in the chat so I can give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate all you guys coming through, you know, for these little live streams that I put on to try to help people. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Merged with God. Peace to you, bro. Peace to you. And I'm gonna get to your question in a second. But shout out to Marvin. I see you in the building as well. I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, you know, humbling for all you guys to come through, you know, and actually, you know, rock with me, vibe with me, and try to help, you know, people get into the field. But and what's up, C Bus? What's happening? Let me see. I want to make sure I hit everybody, you know, that's in the chat or whatever. If you hear, just say something in the chat so I can shout you out or whatever, or say something to you, you know, speak to you. But what's up, Justin? I see you, bro. Good to see you, man. I definitely appreciate it. Now, so it's a couple things I want to hit on today. As you can see by the title, I wanted to do like a Comptia Linux Plus Q&A. And mainly it's inspired by a question that I received from someone in the comments. You know what I'm saying? They asked about the Linux Plus exam, and I wanted to read that question because some of you guys may have that same question. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to expand upon the answer that I actually gave them. Oh, and shout out to my man, Professor Black Ops. Hey, it's been a long time since I streamed, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get back to it. Shout out to you. I definitely appreciate you coming through. And if you want to come up, I'm going to drop the link a little later, Professor Black Ops, so we could, you know, chop it up about a lot of these topics. I just want to go down and go through them all, hit those topics, and then, you know, have a conversation if you guys got any questions or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? You can ask them at that point. But Merge. Let me go down and kind of give you a simple answer to that question. What would you? No, let me just read it right fast. My question pertains to entry level beginner cloud development. Would you suggest Amazon, Microsoft, or Google to get into the cloud tech field as a beginner? Now, my answer to that question is it doesn't matter which one. Just find which one you like. I know everybody pushes AWS, but there's a lot of jobs out there for GPC, which is Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, Google Cloud Platform. There's a lot of jobs out there for Azure. Azure is kind of making a big comeback now, you know, especially with I know the DoD is they, you know, starting to push things into the cloud. So it's going to be a lot of jobs out there for all three of those platforms. So it really doesn't matter. Just pick which one you actually like or you enjoy to use. And I recommend actually getting some training for all three of them, because all three of them, that's one thing that's finna start happening. It's like multi-cloud. They're gonna start looking for people with multi-cloud experience. So if you have experience with all these different clouds, you know, platforms, because a lot of companies are going to have a multi-cloud environment. They'll have some things like some services on Google, so to speak. They'll have some services on AWS. You know what I'm saying? They'll have, I don't know, databases, web servers or something on Azure, and Active Directory, you know, in the cloud. So that's real big. Active Directory is what most, you know, organizations use to track users, you know, and all that stuff. Because Microsoft has been around forever, and they the ones that came out with that first. And so a lot of organizations are just migrating Active Directory into the same cloud as the software they've been using previously. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say getting information or training on all three clouds is the best way to go. But just pick one, starting out as a beginner, pick one and focus on that one, get the understanding of that one, and then move on from there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that answers your question. And shout out to my man Complex. Good to see you in the building. Salute, bro. I definitely appreciate you coming through. Good to see you. All right, so let's go on and get to our first topic, and that is dealing with the Comptia Linux Plus exam. So let's hop over down so I can share my screen right fast. Just give me 1 second, guys. All right, cool. So yeah, this is a video I put out a while back. And if you guys are interested in this video, just go to my page. I think I put it up 2 weeks ago. It's got a lot of, feedback on it. People, I guess, enjoyed this video pretty well. You know what I'm saying? But basically what I did was just cover, is Comptia Linux Plus certification worth it, or not? And I basically gave a whole bunch of points on why I think it's worth it as far as a cert goes. You know what I'm saying? So just watch that video. That give you a good understanding of what I was actually trying to cover. But that was like a 20-minute long video. I got it broken up, in timestamps and all that good stuff. So just check that out. I put out a lot of good information to try to help people. But it was one particular question that I wanted to hit on. And this was from Ladybug. So shout out to you, Ladybug, if you're in the chat. But let me highlight it. Hopefully that helps you guys see it. Well, actually, let's try to zoom in a little bit, so you guys can kind of see exactly what she asked. And I'm going to expand upon that. And so she said, hello, can you take this certification if you are a beginner and don't have any other certifications? And what she says is, I have used Linux for years in a home environment, but I have no professional experience. Now, let me touch on that for a second. The first part, they've used Linux for a number of years, just like me. And that's what I said in the response. You know what I'm saying? I've never used the Linux operating system in a professional environment, but I was able to take this certification and pass it. But she says, I do have a master's degree in information technology. I'm currently working as a business support analyst. So yeah, you can take this certification and pass it with just the experience that you have now. And that's just based on my experience with it. Like I said, your years of using Linux in a home environment give you, that practical hands-on experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very valuable foundation, that can help you, grasp the concepts and navigate the Linux operating system a lot more effectively. So you can, you'll have a leg up on actually passing this exam. And like I said in my reply, and let me go to that now. But I said, I only use Linux in a home environment as well, and never in a production environment. I was able to take the exam with a little bit of studying. Now, one thing about that, I could say is a little bit of studying, which that's actually true. I only did a little bit of studying, but you also got to understand that I put together a whole course on the Linux operating system. So not saying that I'm super advanced, but I put together a whole course on it. So that was more of me studying for the exam as well. So I did do a lot of studying. Of course, I've been using it for years, but I did a whole course. So that's almost like going through a full course. So that's why I said like a little bit of studying, because you can kind of tie a lot of that to me making that course that I made. But what really helped me, and this is the point I wanted to bring home to you in that situation. So if anybody else is in that situation, they have a lot of experience, working at home using Linux, then I mainly took advantage of practice exams. That's what helped me. And mainly it's because Comptia likes to throw a whole bunch of, weird questions in there to try to confuse you, or they'll take certain words out, on a question to try to confuse you and make you miss the question. It's basically a way of taking their exams that you have to understand. And by doing those practice exams, that helped me have a leg up, actually taking this and passing this. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I also recommend. Do a lot of practice exams. That'll actually help you, being that you already understand the operating system. Those practice exams will help you understand the way Comptia puts those questions out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my thoughts, and I just wanted to really cover that because that was an awesome question. I think that was like one of the best questions I saw on there. You know what I'm saying? So I really wanted to, focus on that. So yeah. But shout out to a couple more people I see coming through. I see my man KeepItTechie in the building. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Yeah, glad to see you in the building as well. Gabe Bay, my man, what's up, bro? Oh, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you super chatting, and shout out to you, man. That's cool. Now Justin Williams also asked in the chat, and hold on, let me hit a couple other people. Roku Muru, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you in the building. XL Pro, salute to you as well. I appreciate you coming through. Now, Justin Williams says, what video courses would you recommend for Linux Plus? I have used Sean Powers and IT Pro TV to pass LPI Linux Essentials. Okay. So video courses is not really many free courses out there. And I'm glad you kind of brought this up, because I wanted to touch on this as well a little bit. So actually, let's start with mine. And not to, just only show you guys my stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I do have a Linux Plus course. I think it's called, and it's not really a Linux Plus course. It's an introduction to Linux course. Let me see, crash course. Let me just put that on there. But so yeah, it's a 3-hour course. This will cover everything. It'll cover some systems administration stuff. So go through that, you know what I'm saying, for one. Go through that course. If you just take your time with it and go through that course. Now, as far as books go, I have a video covering a lot of different books. Actually, let's go to because it also depends on how you learn. So let's go to what is it? docs.keepitechie.com. Boom. So here are the books I recommend. They're on my website. So let me drop that link down in the chat as well. You can check that out. But yeah, these are some of the books that I recommend. So it's a Linux Pocket Guide. There's this How to Linux Works not Pocket Guide, but book as well. But this is one of the best books for passing the Linux Plus exam. I actually interviewed one of the authors of this book, Ted Jordan. I had him on the channel. We talked about his book, how it came about. I know this is the XK0-004, that edition of the actual test, which I believe is expired. They're on 005, but this covers everything that's going to be on that 005. Because, all right, when I took the 005 test, they incorporated some new things into the test, you know what I'm saying, that was not covered in this exam. But the bulk of the information was in this book that I saw on the exam. And like I said, I was part of the testing group. Comptia, what they do is they'll invite professionals or different people with that already have Comptia exams to not proctor, but test out the test basically, or just see if the test covers everything they want to, and so they can get a feel on the questions you need in order to pass, like how many questions per area do people need to understand in order to pass. And they take like an average based on that, and they adjust their exam requirements, as far as the amount of questions, that will actually, because it's broken up into those 4 or 5 different objectives, where they hit on like basic Linux, operating system, command line tools, different things that they ask you about the kernel, understanding the kernel is broken up into all those objectives. And so the bulk of it is covered in this book, and maybe he has put out the newer version of it, and I'm not sure if they released it yet for the 005. So actually they may have. Let's see if they put it out. So this is the exam guide. Yeah, here we go. So I need to update my links. So let me put this, I'm gonna update this on my website, but he has a new book. So it's adjusted for the 005 exam, as you can see right there. So boom. All you gotta do is get this course. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had some coupons or something to give you guys, but yeah, this is will help you with the exam. There's a couple other courses out there, or books that I want to talk about, but one-on-one labs, Comptia, that'll take you through a lot of labs. That's one, thing that I think is beneficial. Like if you don't have that experience playing around with the operating system, kind of like what old girl that left a comment, Ladybug left a comment, then this is a great way of getting that hands-on experience. You can install Linux in a virtual machine, and you can go through and do these labs step by step, and that'll give you those hands-on experience on understanding how the operating system. So this will all help you for the Linux Plus exam. Let's see, and the Linux Bible, that's kind of like a little bit more of a advanced style. Not really advanced, it starts beginner, but then it gets a lot more advanced. So I would recommend this for people that have some experience, and this will take you over the top. What I'm saying? This also covers a lot of Rails. So this can help introduce you to taking those Red Hat certifications. So definitely check that out. And let me go back to the chat. Hopefully that answered your question, Justin. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know if it didn't. Now I've heard good things about the IT Pros course that they have over there for the LPI, but let me give you another recommendation, and this is Cyberry. Now I don't want you to go crazy over the price, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, why did that pull up like that? Google search, yeah. Why did it bring that up? I don't want to look at the journey. Oh, that must be a new feature Google added or Chrome added that I haven't seen yet. But Cyberry, good resource. Let me drop that in the chat. Don't go crazy over the price. You'll see what the price is, you know what I'm saying, when you try to sign up for it or whatever. Actually, let's go to the pricing page so you guys can see. So they got basic access. This won't give you the course. You know how a lot of these places, if you're not paying, they're not gonna give you the certification and all that stuff, but you could take some of the training, you know what I'm saying? But the best way to get the best deal, I think, is the Cyberry, the monthly Cyberry Insider Pro. So let me just show you what the price is right fast. Hold on, where the price is at? Why they used to have the prices on there? Let's see, where's the prices? And actually, this gives you a breakdown as well of what all you get. So obviously, right here is certain courses that are under the free version, and actually it's not really a free version. I think they charge after a certain amount of time. I don't know why they not showing the prices. Show the price. Why y'all gotta play these little games? Just show the price. Let me see. Yeah, and it's not even there. They took the prices off of there. But last time I did it, it was $50 a month. I used it for a month and canceled it. I signed up for it, and that gave me that whole month, and I canceled it. So yeah, that's a little expensive, you know what I'm saying, on the expensive side, but you get access to everything. They got practice exams in here. They got, mentorship, Discord groups, all that stuff, virtual labs, practice tests. Yeah, like I said, preparation, certification preparation, assessments, all that information on here. So pay for a month. Like I would say the month before you schedule to take your exam, cancel it right away. And it's not a knock on Cyber. I hope I ain't, making y'all upset, but this is just my thoughts on it. I wouldn't pay for this unless you close to taking the exam. You know what I'm saying? Go through the training, go through the practice exams, you know what I'm saying? And then go take the test. Now there are some other places you could buy a practice test from, but nothing out there is going to be free when it comes to practice tests. You got to buy it regardless. So that's why I figured Cyber would be a good thing, because I actually used it. I used this actually before I took the Linux Plus exam, and I know it even, and this the thing, the 005 hadn't been released yet, a Linux Plus. So the practice test I was taking on here was it for 004, and it helped. So like I said, 004, all they did was add certain things to the exam. I think it's like a little bit more cloud information for the 005. That's the difference. But the base concepts of Linux is in the previous training. So boom. So let me see. What video course? Oh, I already answered that. Shout out to you, Justin, for that question. I definitely appreciate it. C-Bus, he says, I'm currently going through the Linux Plus practice exam book from Cybex. Okay, I never heard of Cybex. Now you finna make me go look that up, because that might be a resource I need to start giving to other people so they can do that as well. And like I said, yeah, certain places they got, other places you can go through got exams, and you might have to pay for them. Let's see how much these cost. And if you could tell me in the chat, C-Bus, how much does it cost to actually take those or use their practice exam? Now, also, I don't know. I had never heard of this, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to check it out, bro, and see the information that's provided in here or the training that's provided in here before I just start recommending, because I don't want to recommend something that's not good for people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you made the wrong choice, but I just want to make sure I'm not putting out bad information. That's one thing I always like to do. I always like to make sure the information I put out is good and it's not, bad. And maybe you have to, this is a book you can buy. Okay. Let me see. I don't think I was still looking in the chat to see if you answered that, but let me see if Cybex got a what book are you taking? Oh, Linux Plus. I don't know. Is it a book for the practice test? Because I know they sell books out there for certain exams. Oh, okay. So you're talking about this study guide right here. Yeah, that's a good book as well. I think this is Cybex. Okay, yeah, Cybex. Okay, yeah, this may be a good book as well. I think I looked into this book. I don't have this one, I don't think. But oh crap! I hope I didn't adjust my. Oh yeah, adjust my camera. Hold on 1 second. I got this new camera that's like it's an AI type camera, and so you can use gestures to make the camera move around and all that stuff or whatever. And whenever I put my hand up, it'll Oh, see, I did it again. But as you can see, like you see how it's moving. It's trying to keep my face in the center of the camera, but I don't want that. I want it to stay static. There we go. All right. So sorry about that. But anyway, okay, yeah, Cybex. I wonder if they got a newer version of it. Yeah, they do. Okay, so they do have a newer version of it for the 005 exam. So yeah. I have seen this book before, and actually this the comp. Oh, so this the Comptia. This the actual Comptia book. I do have this book. I have this book, but it's for 004. That's the study guide that you can get off Comptia's site. So if you go in here, let's see, study guides, or yeah, Linux study guide, buy more. You can get that from here. So this there Linux Plus, I believe is Cybex. Let me click on it just to bring it up so we can. They not showing. I think this is the self-paced, not the study guide, but the practice. Or is that the study guide? I think this is the one you get from there, or maybe not. Maybe not, because it says a different author, and the one on Amazon has a different author, I believe, Richard Bloom. Okay, all right. I thought this was the one, because you finna make me go in there in my and pull the book off of my bookshelf. All right, I'm confused, bro. Damon Gorn. I thought this was the same, but well, maybe not. So let's go here, because they do have books on here for that you could buy from Linux, but they're a little expensive. You know, as far as the stuff you can get off of here, it's really expensive, and it only lasts a year out here. On here, student guide, exam. I swear this looks just like the book that I got before from Comptia, because I did get a book from them a while back, and maybe, let me see the name of it. Yeah, study guide, Comptia study guide, self-paced study guide. I don't know, but that's super expensive right there. 53 bucks. I think this that big book. Never mind. I think I might be off track. But I do remember the book looking like this with that square, and it had Linux Plus in there, and I thought I remember seeing, I don't know, Richard Bloom. I don't know. But the book I bought, the study guide I bought was for 004. So I did get that, resource, but whatever. I'm confused. I can't remember, bro, if that's the right thing. But anyway, yeah, this is a good book as well. I've heard, or maybe I got another book from this. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. I got the Cybex Cloud Plus book. That's what that is. I got the Cloud Plus study guide. So that's what I'm thinking about. But anyway, just check out these these are the books that I recommend. I'm gonna update this link to the one for the latest exam. This is one of the best books in my opinion. I might have to add that Cybex one as well. And see, I only put books up here that I actually own as well. So boom. All right, let me go back to the chat. What's up, Joe W? Salute to you. Marvin says Netacad from Cisco has NDG Linux Essential course for free with a virtual OS to practice, and has the LPI 1.2. Okay. All right. Well, hey, go over there and check that out as well. If I never heard of that, but let's see. Now the thing is with LPI, their certification, you used to be able to get that for free for passing. I guess they cut their relationship ties. But the LPI exam and the Comptia Linux Plus exam is pretty much the same. That's why when you took the Comptia Linux Plus, LPI would recognize that, and you'll be certified under LPI. That's the way they used to do it before. Not sure what happened. I don't know if they had some issues between the two companies. But LPI doesn't do that anymore. They want you to come over there and take the exam. So both of those are good entry level certifications. LPI, their certification is recognized in the industry. Comptia, probably a little bit more because it's more of a recognized name than LPI. That's the only leg up I would give, but the exams are pretty much the same as far as the Linux Plus and then that LPI exam. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's LPI 1 or 2, whatever it is. They're equivalent at the end of the day. Let me see. At the end of Cisco gives you a discount voucher for 30% off. Okay. And actually, let me pull that up as well. Just for anybody in the chat. Let me try to find that. I didn't know they had a, hold on, you said NetCAD. So let's go to NetCAD courses. So skill level, topics. Let's see. I don't see any Linux under there. So I'm glad you put this out there though. Oh yeah. Okay, so they do have a Linux Essential course. Not saying this is, bad. This is an introduction course as well. So this is good. It's free. 70 hours. Wow. But you do get a proof of completion. That's dope though. That's dope. Let me share this because, hey, this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's putting out good information, I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you said that Cisco gives you a 30% discount voucher after taking that course. So that's good, man. That's dope right there. And I'm assuming you saying 30% off of the Linux Plus exam for Comptia. Let me see. Now you got me want to look through it, bro. Oh, for LPI, Linux Essentials Professional Development Cert. So for LPI cert. Okay, got you. That makes sense. So yeah, this is good. So if you want to take the LPI exam, definitely take this Cisco course. Oh man, I'm gonna add this to my repertoire of resources I can share to people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad hey, shout out to you for that, man, for putting that in the chat. And actually, let me give you a wrench, bro. I appreciate you putting that in there, putting that information in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate that. Because I did not know that. And also my man Rasta Realities. Shout out to you. Oh, and Pearson Cyber Center. What's up? How you doing? Salute to you. I hope everything is well. Shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through. But Rasta says, did you hit the like button? Yeah, go down and hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. All you guys coming through. And shout out to Joe again. I don't know if I said it, but shout out to you again if I did. The practice book is $45, but I checked it out from the library. Oh, C-Bus. Yeah, that's dope. So that's another good resource. A lot of people don't go to the library no more. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people don't go to the library no more. All these funds are put into, having public libraries throughout your city. So if you trying to learn this stuff, if you really want to put in the work and you really trying to learn this stuff, and you ain't got the money, you can always go to the library and check some of these books out. A lot of them are there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to buy them if you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? I like to have the books because I carry them throughout my career, different places, especially when it's dealing with something that I'm actually doing. With this, I'm not actually doing, Linux work or whatever. So it probably would have made sense for me to rent it, but I do have this channel. And so I talk about Linux all the time, so it makes sense to actually purchase the books. But great, great thought. I'm glad you put that out there, C-Bus, because um yeah, you can go to the library and get these books. So all this money is put out here into this, so definitely, do that, Definitely appreciate you putting that out. Yep, that's the book. Except I got the XK0. Yeah, you talking about when I brought up that book. Okay. Got you. But yeah, hey, so that's all I wanted to touch on for the Linux Plus exam. We got a lot of great resources that was added to the topic. So let me move some of this stuff around so I can get back on track. Close these Amazon links. But I wanted to talk about something that's going on in the news. And this is, crazy. Super crazy. You know what I'm saying? Super crazy hack. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, it really I'm really it really hits home, you know what I'm saying? Because I got family that live in Louisiana. And that's where this hack basically is taking place. It's two different places. I think Oregon and Louisiana. So it's big hack that happened. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So basically, and actually, let me see if I can play this video right fast. Play the audio right fast for it. And hopefully they don't strike me or whatever. But and what's up, Citizen Lou, man? And if anybody wants to come up, I told my man Professor Black.
What I would suggest in terms of slowing hackers down is to slow ourselves down. One way in which hackers try to intrude, break into your computer is by getting us to act rashly, therefore make mistakes by kind of terrifying us, by telling us we have to change our password immediately, we have to wire money immediately. Anytime you give your credentials to somebody or wire money, just ask yourself, am I being scammed? Is this real? That little extra moment of slowing yourself down will end up slowing hackers down. But finally, there's all these political mistakes that are being made. The rules that we have are outdated.
All right, I actually thought this was about the actual hack. I thought this was information about it. I wonder why they didn't put. I thought it was like a news report on it, but this is basically just giving you some information.
They need to be
we could listen to the rest of it. It's only a little bit.
And it's
this,
high time
this is a Yale professor
that
basically saying
users
how we combat cybercrime.
Not be responsible for their security the whole time. That politicians, software companies, internet platforms, they all have to step up to do their part to help us lower the cost of cybercrime.
Okay. Well, anyway, just to go back to that, because he was just basically giving some information. A lot of us have all said a lot of those things he said. You know what I'm saying? But I just mainly wanted to cover the hack. It says millions of Americans' personal data exposed in global hack. And this happened. This was actually yesterday when I seen this article, and I said, hey, I need to cover that on a live stream versus wait until next week when I could put out a pre-recorded video where I go through and edit everything. But I was like, man, I gotta cover this as quick as possible just to put the information out there. But basically, millions of people data in the state of Louisiana and Oregon have had their data compromised. And the crazy part about it, they also hit the U.S. federal government, in certain state agencies and all that stuff. So it's super crazy, bro. I think it's like 3.5 million Oregons with driver's license or state ID cards, and anyone with similar documentation in Louisiana, have been affected by this breach. Which includes my parents. That's why it hits home to me as well. That's another reason why I said I need to cover this as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? And it was like an exploit that happened of a flaw in what they call it's basically a file transfer software called Move It, and you'll see that more in here. Yeah, here we go right here. This is it. I kind of wrote down notes. I'm not gonna read it word for word. I just kind of wrote down notes on what all happened, and it's like a Massachusetts based progress called Progress Software. So that's what happened. And I think the hacking campaign, has been attributed to a Russian ransomware gang. So they kind of already know who did it. You know what I'm saying? That came out from federal officials on who's actually responsible for this. Yep. And it's, I don't know, man. It's crazy. And just to cover like what actually was lost, they say it exposed data like your social security number and your driver's license number, because it was something with the DMV. I remember my dad actually called me about this. He was like, man, did you hear about this cyber attack that's going on down here? I was like, nah, what you talking about? And I was like, you can't be talking about that article I read earlier. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's affecting the whole state of Louisiana. I was like, what? And so that was another thing. Like it kind of hit home. Like they basically got people's, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, all that good stuff. And he told me they was sending out like or putting on the news basically saying just pay attention to your credit reports, pay attention to everything, all your personal information or whatever, your bank accounts. Just make sure nobody's trying to or accessing that or whatever, because this is affecting so many people, bro. It's crazy. Like you said in the beginning, millions and millions of people. But based on what I read in the article, it says so far there is no indication that the hackers have sold or released data stolen from the Louisiana Office of Motor Vehicles. So they did get that information. Now, U.S. cybersecurity officials have ordered federal agencies to apply updates from Progress software, but a fresh vulnerability in the software has been discovered. So they got another vulnerability in the actual application. See, this is crazy, man. Now, I don't know, bro. This is crazy. It just, I don't know. It just, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Drop the link. I will come up. Yeah. Let me go on and do that, man. I want to hear your thoughts as well on this. I go on and drop it early for you, Professor Black Ops. And if Lou, you want to come up as well, you can come up as well. And we can talk about this, chop it up about this hack, man. Let's see. And I apologize, but I probably gotta log into this thing, man. Hold on. All right, let's go. Meets.google.com. I thought I had set this up right away. I mean, earlier, but I guess I didn't. So here we go. So new meeting. Start an instant meeting. Here we go. And then let's drop the link. And I also gotta, hold on. I don't want to put all that in there. Let's just put the link. So if you want to come up, Professor Black Ops or Lou, to talk about it, we can. So that's the link. And let me adjust my screen right fast so I can get you guys up here. Let's see. Hold on 1 second, Professor Black Ops. I got you. There we go. Can you hear me, Professor Black Ops? Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me fix it right fast though. Let me close this and actually let me turn on my video over here using my other camera. And let's see if we got it. Nope, ain't gonna work. So never mind. Actually, let's fix this. Sorry about that, guys in the chat. Hey, you can go down and start. You can go down give your thoughts right fast while I'm fixing this right fast. They just can't see you.
No, that's fine. I can go. The first one is the Linux. That's super popular, especially in the cloud, because a lot of cloud vendors spin up their version of Linux. Amazon's got their version of Linux, which is, is a subset of Red Hat, but those skills are transferable because even though you're in the cloud, you do automation. Like if something don't work, you got to be able to CD into that directory, look, PS-EF, see what processes are running. So those skills are going to be needed even in the cloud, right? A lot of it's point and click, a lot of it's automation, but if something doesn't work and you need to actually log onto the box, you need some basic Linux skills to be able to debug that, check that out, right? So I think Linux is definitely a valuable skill. So,
Yeah, and I agree with you there, man. It's definitely important to get some of those skills if you can. You know what I'm saying? And hold on.
Like you said, you're gonna need them from a debugging standpoint. And like I said, I'm on the AWS grind, trying to got some service, just trying to get better at it because everything's moving to the cloud, right? Like you said, pick your flavor: AWS, Azure, GCP. Shout out to Oracle; their stock is blowing up, and they won part of that $9 billion military cloud contract they put out. So it was 4 vendors that won it. So those are probably the big 4 you should focus on, learning your skills. And once again, and 2 is, I think you brought up a good point, is I think everybody's going to be multi-cloud, right? Some APIs are going to run on Google, GCP, pick your flavor. And I think you're going to have to get them to work together, interoperability, using the best features of the cloud that you want to use. So I started with AWS, but hopefully in the future, I'll be trying to get skills on each one of those from a multi-cloud. And from a cybersecurity perspective, I got to understand those at a base level because all the vendors I've been looking at, and I work for a big company, their products are on the cloud. So you got to figure out, are they doing the right security on the cloud? Is it FedRAMP, HIPAA? What's your compliance? How do they do that security architecture standpoint? So you're going to need to understand the cloud from a cybersecurity perspective at a base level, once again, because most of the vendors are bringing their products in on one of the clouds. So once again, you got to be able to take your security review and security assessment in the cloud and be comfortable in the cloud. So that's one good push. And I did the video, like you said, too, with Louisiana.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting hacked up. And the sad part of it is all those people, agencies and companies are using Move It. So they're getting everybody hacked. Because I called a couple of my ex-bosses and I sent them the Move It stuff. I told them I think they should just rip it out of their infrastructure. So
So I agree.
So we were talking about this because Azure and Amazon both got SFTP file servers that are pretty good, easily set up, super secure. And I think you would get better security and probably better performance than Move It. But, that was my 2 cents. But if you look probably at the last 10 hacks, all of them had Move It.
That's true.
I don't know. So the crazy thing is I worked at a big vendor. We kind of did a security review over it. So it looked okay. But a lot of times, when you start digging deep into it, when Russia and China start looking at the super, small things, sometimes it pop up and you might actually miss that on a security review.
So I mean, with this happening, like, so do you think Move It might go under?
I put that on my thing. I think they're gonna get a class action lawsuit after a while. Because they get everybody. So if you get a class action lawsuit, I think you're gonna be done.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna give people product for 10 years for free, because when you get them hacked, they gotta pay auditing fines. You got to give people credit and monitoring. So you get them hacked, they probably have to spend 10 million. So if I had to spend 10 million because of you, I'm coming back to get my 10 mil. So I don't know. A lot of times, though, if you look in their contracts, that's the weird thing I've been doing. A lot of times they do put in their contracts that we're not responsible for hacks because you're supposed to do your review. But a lot of times in those contracts, they call them caps. So they might have like a $5 million cap that you can only sue them for. Once again, that's the weird thing I've been doing in security is doing a lot of contracts. So they write, they got a lot of lawyers, man. So they be building that stuff. A lot of people don't know. They just go through and using their freeware. You just accepting stuff. So you accepting their caps and you can't sue them, right? So, but those big companies, they got extra lawyers, so they might come back for a little more. So, so that's gonna be interesting. The first thing I think they go under, and I think somebody will buy them because obviously the product was certified because everybody, the states were using it, the feds was using it, big companies was using it, so they got signed off as one of those reputable vendors. But in the end, they got taken out, man. From a hacker standpoint, like you said, there's a new vulnerability out in it, so it's like, dude, y'all might as well just shut it all down.
Yeah,
so,
that name is gonna be. The name they're gonna have to change their name or something. You know what I'm saying? Because their name gonna be always associated with that as well. I mean, it might as well. Yeah, you're right. Just shut it down and start something new if you can. But isn't that similar to what happened with was it Equifax?
Yeah, Equifax. But they were they're a credit card vendor, and the people still use them. They were the big three, but they got half the United States hacked. Man.
Yeah.
So they got called in front of Congress too, man. When your CIO and their stock price got cut in half, they fired the CIO, the CEO, and chief information security officer because you can't lose half your value, man. Everybody got to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but to them though, that's they're more of a data broker. Right. So they were sharing information, but Move-It is a product that people embed deeply within their organization. I worked for two big clients and they were using, I called them. They didn't think it got them hacked, but so they were doing some forensic analysis. Shout out to Gabe for the forensic/red team. They were pulling up their forensic analysis to double check, like log files, seeing which files are leaving, trying to figure out what's happening because a lot of times, you guess it. I mean, so it's like, did we get hacked? We need to go check. So that Move-It stuff is crazy, man. I don't know. I think they're gonna go under, man.
Yeah, I agree. And let me actually pull up the next topic I wanted to kind of talk about. And actually, I gotta adjust my screen now.
I was just looking at that. I was thinking about doing that one tonight. So that's perfect.
Oh yeah. You talking about the
one you brought up right now? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cause I seen the article yesterday and I was like, man, this is crazy. Hold on,
the question a couple people asked me, and I'm not qualified. I think it's more of a Gabe question. Do you think it's a national state attack on the United States? Because states are getting hacked every other week. Every other day there's a different state or different big agency. So somebody said, did I think it was a coordinated attack? At first, I didn't think so, but I don't know. Man, I'm going to have to reevaluate. That's more of a Gabe question than my question, but I don't know. It seems to be super coordinated every other day. Something's big is getting hacked, not little stuff, but big stuff. So
yeah, and to be honest, I kind of think that, but you're right. Probably Gabe would better answer that or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think so because I mean that's they steady saying that we're supporting Ukraine and this whole conflict that's going on. So it could be some truth to that statement. You know what I'm saying? That it has something in because it's coming from Russia, according to the article. They traced it back to Russia. I mean, as far as they know.
Yeah, but the weird thing though, it's one day it's Russia, one day it's China, one day it's something else. So it seems to be like, but I mean, they could be working together too. That's well, it's not all Russia though. Russia got a big piece, but it seems to be like somebody different every day. So it's kind of like, so cybersecurity, we need a lot of people, man. Y'all need to come in. Y'all got to start out somewhere. So But hit it with KeepItTechie and slide on over to cybersecurity, man. So
yeah. And the hackers, just to put this out there, I think I seen it in here when I was reviewing the article. Their names, but they're known for demanding multi-million-dollar ransom. I remember seeing that in here.
It's $100 million right there. Where you said aggressive.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep,
that $100 million. Too. Yep.
One person with direct knowledge and negotiating between. Yeah, Clop. That's the name of it. And its victim said the hackers had in one case asked for more than $100 million from one corporate victim, an audacious number that was a non-starter. So they're extremely aggressive.
Facts.
Yeah, that was
just real quick. And I always joke about this and I tell you some of my homies, man, because I grew up in the dirt. I'm like, dude, y'all out here robbing with pistols, man. You can steal $100 million from your basement in your boxers while you look at that basketball, man. Y'all ain't doing it right, man. If PBO go out, you're gonna see $100 million next to my name. I'm just throwing that out there. I like I said, I'm gonna be extremely aggressive.
Yeah. Hey, let me know if you need me to write some code or something. You know, I can get like little 10%. All I want is like 10%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was joking though, because I'm doing videos. A lot of times you see black hackers, we be looking nerdy, man. So I said we need, the only one look cool before your time was what's that old movie with Wesley Snipes, whatever the gang. They had Christopher Williams. He was a computer hacker. They ended up stabbing him in the hand, man. We went looking tough, man. What was that? New Jack City. Shout out to New Jack City, man. So I was gonna show all the nerdy black hackers that are on the movies. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like that, man.
And like the guy, what was that? From the first Bad Boys.
John Sally, he's 6'9".
Yeah, he had them thick old glasses on and was just sitting.
I'm cutting it up now. Yeah, I was gonna show John Sally. How you an NBA player? They got you looking like a nerd, man.
Yeah.
Come on. And he was on Bad Boy too. Then the Asian guy was in.
That's right. He did come back.
Yeah, in Central Intelligence, they had the Asian guy looking nerdy.
Yeah.
When it first come on, right? So yeah, we looking bad, man. We gotta make the computer guys look a little better, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, got to change that image. And shout out to you, Alonzo. I see you in the building down there. He says, "Have you tried the Linux version Deepin?" Yes, I have. I did a video on, was it Deepin OS a while back, but I think it was something with Deepin. I think it was people were concerned because it's got ties to the Republic of China or something like that. So I know it's from that region or that area, and so a lot of people had issues with that. But you can install the Deepin desktop on any Linux distribution. You know that kind of accepts it. You know, most of them do, but you can install Deepin on most of them. So I really like their desktop environment. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're interested in Deepin. Spawn the programmer, he says blessings bro, blessings to you as well. Geechee Dan, he says remember John Sally.
Facts.
Yeah.
We're looking bad.
Yeah.
But just real quick on that is,
go ahead.
KeepItTechie, he's a Linux savant. I'm just an old federal guy. I do Red Hat, Ubuntu, Amazon EC2. Those are kind of because a lot of times when you do federal work or big state work, they're only gonna let you work with a couple of OSs. Right?
Yeah.
And two is I do CIS STIGs. Those benchmarks will only check a couple versions, right? So when you're doing security, so that's why I kind of picked the big four. So from that perspective, because when you go on a corporation, and like I said, the feds they just I think two years ago accepted Ubuntu because they got some CIS checks. They only would let you run Red Hat for like 20 years.
Okay.
So or Sun Solaris one, the older version, but the open source they wouldn't let you run Red Hat because they had checks for that. They could validate it. And two is when you work for the Fed, you got to have support. And Red Hat always offers support for their version in case you need a security patch.
Yep, that's so true. They do offer support, and the DoD wants that. They're gonna pay for that support or whatever. Now, since you brought up something earlier, and this was another article I was gonna hit on, and this is from mscn.com. And you were talking about, the whole multi-cloud, and a lot of these cloud companies are coming out with their own Linux distributions. AWS got their own. Well, I want to highlight, and I know this, it was a couple weeks ago when it was put out there, but Microsoft just introduced its own Linux distro for Azure. I think they call it Azure Linux. And it says with a particularly dull, well, I ain't saying all that, but it says a particularly dull name. That's what they call it. Okay, I thought it was Azure Linux or something like that. Azure Linux container. Now I haven't checked it out yet. I think you can only use it in the cloud. I think you got it's kind of like AWS. You can only, they don't have like an ISO you could download and play with on your own hypervisor. You gotta, set it up in their cloud environment. Have you checked it out yet? Or have you
Azure or AWS?
It don't matter, either one of them, any of those cloud Linux. Have you spun up one before, or
I had to. I got 4 Linux certificates last year.
Okay.
So I've been labbing and stuff. One of the clients I'm working for, they're actually spinning it up in production. So I've been actually doing it from a cybersecurity assessment, and I probably do a video. They actually have built-in checks that AWS had. It's called AWS Config. Basically, it's just the security checks to harden their AWS EC2 Linux version 2.0. Basically, it's a fork of Red Hat. So if you look at the Red Hat checks, they're super close. They put a few hooks in there for the cloud, but it's close to Red Hat. But now, I've been running that for about a year. Like you said, labs. And 2, as we talked about, you got a home lab. I'm too lazy. I just spin up my AWS VMs, tear them down, So I do all my stuff in the cloud. And guy was talking about, is that expensive? If I lab for 2 hours, tear it up and tear everything down, because I got cloud scripts to rebuild everything on the fly, I maybe spend $4 a day.
Yep. And
so
that's true.
I'm real big in Amazon Linux too. That's kind of was my focus. So I actually did a couple of videos on that. But no, I've been all over that. Once again, of AWS in the cloud, running their Linux, load balancing, failing over to different regions. They actually have a bad database that's a fork of MySQL. That's top notch. AWS is doing so. But so they forking everything and making it run super duper in the cloud and charging you for it. So their database is called Aurora. It's a MySQL or Postgres Deviant you can pick. So all your PL/SQL procedures and stuff will just fork over. But now AWS has got all that down packed.
Yeah, I got you. It was something I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. So, I mean, if you think about it, that's probably what most people will spend, if they had a whole bunch of hardware at their house on electricity, especially if you got some of them Dell servers, Blade servers running 24/7. I used to
have my bill. The weird thing is I had them, then they start crashing in the cloud. I just decided that's my cue to get to the cloud. Everything's gonna be in the cloud. There's a few things you can get by having hardware on site, but not much, man. So if you're doing Cisco stuff, maybe, but for me, like I said, I just spin it up in the cloud. I tear it down. I got scripts to spin everything back up that I need, and because you're really trying to get to automation, right? So that's one way you practice on automation and get in the cloud. Once again, you can do AWS, Azure, GCP, or Oracle, pick any of those flavors. But I think for me, especially from a training and learning, that's the blueprint.
Nah, you're right. Yeah, you could do pretty much everything in the cloud, like even the cybersecurity stuff. They got a way you can spin up, Kali Linux in the cloud. Spin up those vulnerable boxes to play around with. Like, what was that? Hack the box. That's all virtualized. You know what I'm saying?
If you go to oh my God, I'm thinking Apache.org. Oh no, go to OWASP. They give you VMs that already has security vulnerabilities. They tell you what you are, then you can practice to see if you can find them and get them. OWASP.
Yeah, and I'll put the
Yeah. So if you go there, they got great scanners, and that once again they got vulnerable VMs, so you can practice on doing that. And like I
Okay.
said, super cheap.
Oh, and shout out to Terrence, man. I appreciate you donating to the channel. But he says, looking to get into tech, looking at AI or blockchain as a career path. Currently studying coding languages, Python. Um, I'm assuming you're saying SQL. Is this the right path? Um, now, all right. I've never helped anybody get into AI or blockchain. I don't want to give you the wrong recommendations, and to be honest, I don't know. I know Python is a good skill to have though, but I don't want to tell you the wrong way to get into that career path as far as AI and blockchain technologies. You may want to holler at Engineering Cannabis. I know he talks about blockchain technologies a lot, but that's just not my expertise. What's your thoughts, Professor Black Ops? Do you have any?
I'm with you. What I just did is shout out to Terrence. I just put AI and ME 66069. For me, he's the AI machine learning guru in this sector. So I put this in the chat from a beginning standpoint. That is a Python is a good starter programmer to get into AI and blockchain. Once again, I put AI and ME, and once again, I'm an AWS guy. You go to AWS, they have a blockchain database you can play with, and in that blockchain database, they do have Python, so you can start doing smart contracts with that. I did some stuff with Java in AWS, but I'm a follow KeepItTechie lead. That is out of my lane.
Yeah.
So once again, I put AI and ME. You can reach out to him, tell him KeepItTechie and PBO sent you. He'll definitely get you started in the right path.
Yep, and this he used to be called Engineering Cannabis.
Facts. Okay, you got his channel up.
Yeah, I brought his channel
Yeah.
up. But shout out to him. He definitely has a lot of great information on that area. And see, I'm not ashamed to say I don't know something. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta be when you get into this field. I mean, if you don't understand something, point people in the direction of where they can actually find the information from, so they can get to where they're trying to go. So
facts. Let me jump on the end of that. I've been in this game for 35 years. I've been in cybersecurity for 15 years. The more you dig into technology, the bigger it gets. And when you're trying to become a SME at something, you can't be a SME at everything. You got to pick your battle. So, like I said, I might keep it techie. So I just want to put out there, you're not going to be a SME in everything. You're not going to master everything. You need to pick a few core things and be great at it. And so, like I said, I dabble in AI and ME because a lot of AWS service has artificial intelligence and machine learning in it. Like you can't look through a petabyte of logs, right? So artificial intelligence look in there, try to find criminals. But once again, check out AI and ME. That's the guy for artificial intelligence, machine learning. He actually does it in real life. So back to you, KeepItTechie.
Nah, you're right. Yeah. Definitely check him out, man. And I appreciate you supporting the channel. You didn't have to do that, you know what I'm saying? I try to answer everybody questions regardless I don't want people to think it's a paywall to ask questions. Just ask the questions. I go through everything in the chat and I try to hit every question that I can, regardless if it was, a donation attached to it or not. But Geechee says, why are all the government websites so user friendly and outdated? And that's one thing with the government. They always behind on everything, bro. That's with the DOD, the DOJ. I mean, all of the DOE, all these, branches of the government. They always behind, and that's why myself, Professor Black Ops, and a lot of people in this tech sphere or techosphere, try to push people to get into cybersecurity because they need people working in those positions, and they still haven't filled a lot of these positions. It's a whole bunch of positions out here you can get into in cybersecurity as well as in tech in general, because they need professionals to help with a lot of these government agencies, a lot of these, I mean, and just normal organizations as well, that are behind. So let me let you touch on it as well, Professor Black Ops.
Yeah, I got a small difference spin, but yeah, they said there's 800,000 people short in cybersecurity. So
Yep.
that's a huge number. It's crazy. I've seen 800,000 up to 1.2 million dollars. But the crazy thing is, I seem like we be blocking people from not getting in, right? So, but the other part is too is the government. They sometimes are behind. But what the government does is they want you to be on a stable product. And a lot of times when you go bleeding edge, those products haven't had security reviews, right? So I think the governments are trying to balance that out, right? So they do Apache, Tomcat, little older stuff, but they've had red teams and blue teams go through that code line by line, right? It takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So a lot of times they're behind, but their code base what they try to use is still on it. So that's probably my only point on that. But two is when you go for the government, they do have some of the cutting edge technology, right? I, I've done Oracle and all that stuff through there. So, but the governments are a little behind. But what you got to remember is they want you to be on a stable base of code or something that they checked out. And my man, KeepItTechie, those stigs. They want to make sure they got the stigs ready for that version to make sure to try to keep you locked down and safe, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. Hey, so this is a great conversation, Professor Black Eyes, but I'm gonna have to cut it short. I got kind of like a emergency here at the house.
All good, all good.
And I gotta, because I didn't even hit on everything I wanted to hit on, but it was a lot of great information that was
real
put
quick,
out.
KeepItTechie.
Go ahead.
King 318. I do GRC on my channel. Come to Professor Black Ops. On YouTube, I got a lot of GRC's information. I actually have a playlist for GRC. Come to my channel, and we're gonna have to let KeepItTechie out here so we can go take care of business. I always join coming up, man. I'm sure we're gonna chop it up again.
Yeah, and before we go,
and one of the solutions, and you just touched on it.
Here go my man, Professor Black Ops right here. This is linked to his channel. Definitely go check him out. I definitely enjoy his channel, and I support what he does. I definitely appreciate him supporting me, and we just trying to help as many people as we can or whatever. Get into this field. It's a great field to actually work in. Great field with a lot of opportunities for any and everybody to get into this field. And obviously not everybody, but a lot of people can get into the field and make a lot of money, as well as learn and grow while being in this field. So I appreciate you coming up, Professor Black Ops. Again, guys, his link is down in the chat. I'll actually put it down in the description of the video for anybody that's watching the replay. I appreciate all you guys for coming through. And just hang on for a second, PBO. I'm gonna go down and close it out though. But shout out to all you guys. I definitely appreciate everybody that came through. If you didn't hit the like button, go down and hit that like button as you leave the chat or whatever. But I definitely want to appreciate all you guys, or at least let you guys know that I appreciate you guys coming through for these live streams. I know I don't do them that often. I got some more interviews lined up pretty soon. I'm trying to get InfoSec Pat to come through pretty soon so I could chop it up and find out how he got into the tech field as well. But no, again, I appreciate it, and hope you guys have a wonderful day, as well as all the fathers out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful Father's Day as well. But have a wonderful day, and of course, keep it techie.